Hi guys, number one Marmaduke fan here, reviewing Smile by Raina Telgemeir. Now, I've seen this around. It's kind of the famous library book. It's like the big bestseller and Eisner Award winner that kind of kicked off the discussion of libraries in the young adult market as a viable possibility for comics. I kind of have a different take on this than like the rest of Salty Comics Twitter and Salty Comics YouTube. I really don't mind if we try to make kids books that are targeted at kids and put them in things like the Scholastic Book Fair and libraries. I don't know if that's a viable future for a healthy, vibrant industry for lots of people, but one of the things I actually like about the Japanese market is they clearly make different types of comics for different reading demographics. So if you get sick of Shonen Jump comics, well, one reason you might be getting sick of them is they're all meant for 13-year-old boys as the primary target audience, but they're like 13-year-old girl comics. There are 17-year-old boy comics. There are weirdos who like science fiction comics in the manga market. So really, for me, I really don't mind artists like I like genre diversity and like a variety of different styles of storytelling and art styles. So I didn't know what to expect out of Smile, and I'm happy to report that I was very pleasantly surprised. Like, good, a book that's targeted at kids that isn't teaching girls to be like nasty, mean, and angry at everybody all the time, and that's somehow a positive trait. Good job, Smile. So it's Raina Telgemeir telling kind of like an autobiographical sort of series of short little stories from her life, all kind of with the central theme of fixing her teeth, where she kind of went through dentist hell, where first she had to get braces, and then she had an injury which knocked out two of her adult teeth, so then they had to fix that. And this caused a lot of relationship issues for her because people would make fun of her teeth. And all of it feels very real, very honest. And the thing I liked about it most is it wasn't melodramatic about some of these things. Like, I think a lot of autobio comics have a tendency to, I was the victim of bullying, da 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 da, and then like the cheesy organ music is playing in the background. Yeah, we were all victims of bullying, but Raina Telgemeir, to her credit, I think she just tells the story. She kind of gives it to you straight. She tells it with a lot of warmth and a very sweet, cartoony illustration style. And she just gives you like some good things to think about. Like, I would actually give this to a kid to help them think through like the problems of, getting braces, getting an injury, going through puberty, having trouble at school. So flipping through, I just want to call attention to a couple neat things she does. Number one, I like how, very girly she is. Like, she'll have a crush on one boy, but then she'll see like the tall boy who's a year older than her, and he seems a lot more mature and sophisticated, and he likes Disney cartoons. So then her crush changes to that, right? So she's being really honest and kind of portraying her girlishness and some of her immaturity, and sometimes because she was immature, she'd hurt people around her, and Raina takes responsibility for that. It's very wholesome. Another good thing she does is she mentions. She shows a drawing of herself reading Babysitter Club books and Calvin and Hobbes. And from Calvin and Hobbes, just like Jeff Smith, she clearly understands how to use a page well. So if you're doing a gag, the setup for the gag should come at the start of the page, and the payoff of the gag should be the last panel of the page, because that gives it kind of a uniform The page sort of contains your eye here. And it literally evokes the idea of like a Sunday newspaper strip. When most people get their braces off, it's because their teeth are finally perfect. But not you. Now, if this was here, you'd lose the rhythm. If this was up here, maybe it'd work, but then you'd be hopping on to the next thing. And she also gets related to that, not only is a single page good for a setup and execution of a gag, a single page is also good for a scene or a theme. So if she's switching to like going back in time, then you'll turn the page from white to beige and she's back in time, right? And the act of turning the page actually helps transport you back in time because you understand I'm doing something different. I'm going to a new place. That's one of the reasons why I like physical books more than the digital books, is that physicality of it. and how it affects your reading style wouldn't get translated in a digital format. Now you could have like a scene transition within a page. You just have to have like a really clear visual signal of it. Like maybe she has a thought balloon with her dream in it, and then the next panel is her remembering her dream situation. But this was just a nice use of. She's very good at using page layout to kind of signal to you like the pattern of the reading. Hopping ahead. Let's see. I like how it kind of captures how mean and nasty girls can be to each other. Like, that's a really honest take. Girls aren't just nice to each other just because they're girls. Sometimes girls do really mean things. Like, her friends are kind of joking, oh, well, to get Sean's attention, you got to glam it up, so they make her look like a hooker, and then one of them laughs and kind of gives away the game. Wait a minute. She figures it out. I like it. She's using her brain. She's thinking through her problems. She's not an NPC. She takes responsibility for her mistakes, and at the end, she kind of like overcomes her difficulties. When you have the braces on, it feels like you're never going to get the braces off. It feels like everything's going to suck forever. She figures out how to control her emotions, not let bullies get to her, not overreact to bullies, but basically just live her life. All of her special thanks and everything. So, fabulous book. Was there a missing page I wanted to talk about? Let me make OCD review. Yeah, I talked about the girls being mean. Talked about her kind of crushes. Yeah, so fantastic. I loved it. I'm going to read more Raina Telgemeir books. It deserved its Eisner. It deserved its it deserves its bestseller status. A good, wholesome message for kids. And I will be reading more. That's it. I'm number one Marmaduke fan. Love you guys. Catch you later.